To understand where these struggles come from, we sometimes have to look far beyond the present and into history itself. For centuries, history has told us that power in the medieval world belonged exclusively to men, kings, warriors, and bishops. But a recent archaeological discovery is forcing historians to rethink that narrative. Archaeologists in England have uncovered a 1300-year-old medieval grave belonging to a woman, and not just any woman. Based on what was buried with her, researchers believe she was extremely wealthy and deeply connected to the early Christian church. This burial site dates back to early medieval period, a time when Christianity was still spreading across Britain. What makes this grave remarkable isn't just its age, it's what was found inside. The woman was buried with an extraordinary gold and gemstone necklace, featuring intricate craftsmanship rarely seen in elite male burials of that time. Alongside the jewelry were Christian symbols, suggesting she held an important religious identity or role. Women during this period were almost never buried with this level of wealth or religious symbolism, unless they held real authority. Historians believe she may have been a religious leader, possibly an abbess, a woman who oversaw monasteries, land, wealth, and spiritual leadership. In some cases, abbess answered directly to kings, not bishops. In other words, this woman likely held economic power, religious influence, and social status in a world we often assume denied women all three. What's also fascinating is how rare this kind of burial is. Most medieval women's grave contains modest items, if anything at all. This grave stands out as one of the richest female burials ever discovered in Britain from this era. She was not alone. This discovery doesn't stand entirely on its own. Archaeologists working at other medieval sites in Britain have uncovered burial grounds where unusual large numbers of women were laid to rest together, in carefully organized plot that suggests shared purpose and identity. This wasn't random and it wasn't accidental. The placement of the graves and artifacts found with them and the consistency in burial styles strongly suggests organized female religious life, possibly some of the earliest form of convent-like communities. This suggests the woman buried with immense wealth may not have been an isolated exception, but part of a broader tradition of influential religious women. Some of these women likely taught, managed land, preserved religious texts, and provided spiritual leadership during the time when the church itself was still taking shape. So the story isn't just about one powerful woman, it's about many. And it raises a bigger question. How many more powerful women existed in history but were erased because they didn't leave written records? Archaeology relies on physical evidence and careful interpretation of what that evidence reveals. And this evidence tells us that women weren't just present in medieval religious life. Some of them helped build and shaped it. This discovery doesn't rewrite history, it fills in the parts history left out, and reminds us that power, faith, and influence have never belonged to just one gender, even when the history book says otherwise.